Hey everyone, it's Heather here with my first official post-op video. Just to update you guys, I had the vertical sleeve gastrectomy procedure done on Tuesday, the 29th of January, and today is my fourth official day post-op. And I'm feeling pretty good. I'm tired, but I'll kind of get into why a little bit later. So I want to talk to you about day of surgery. Becca and I got to Catholic Medical Center around 8 a.m. My surgery was supposed to be wheeled in at 10:40. They didn't actually end up taking me until 11:40, so we spent a little extra time in the pre-op surgical area where they kept pumping me full of fluids, and I was kind of convinced that with all the fluids they were pumping in me, there was going to be no way that they were not going to do a Foley catheter on me, which they didn't, so I'm glad I was wrong in that. But I wasn't really nervous at all throughout the waiting time. I mean, it went by kind of quickly. Becca and I just kind of hung out and talked, and people watched all the craziness happening in all the pre-surgical bays around us, and everybody was so responsive, and they were great. The nurses, anesthesiologists being in and out, it was really great. So they wheeled me in around 11:40. And I think, I remember seeing, the OR, they actually had a window in there. So I remember talking to the nice anesthesiologist about that, how much she loved it. And, they put the oxygen mask on me, which was exactly oxygen, but out of my peripheral, I could see something going into my IV. And the next thing I knew, I was awake in the recovery room. And I wouldn't say I was in a serious amount of pain. I was definitely in some pain. My stomach was just so tight, and but the nurses were fantastic in there. They, took real good care of me. I wasn't, was kind of in and out of, sleepiness, and I had to go to the bathroom. So, actually probably I was in the recovery area for 2 hours, I think. So, I mean, it seemed like half an hour, but, towards the end of it, I actually got up and walked myself, with obviously the aid of a nurse, to the bathroom, and then they wheeled me up to my room around 4:30. Again, kind of in and out of sleeplessness. I mean, my stomach, because they pumped my abdomen full of so much CO2 so they could blow it up, so they, the surgeon, Dr. Wu, could do all of his, laparoscopic genius in there. It was really, really tight, and I felt like, just gas pains. And, what I realize now is I didn't really have a whole lot of internal pain, but my largest incision was kind of uncomfortable. And actually, when Dr. Wu came to see me later that evening, I found out why. The surgery went perfectly. I mean, it took about 2 hours that I was under, and the reason why I was so sore is what he told me was that when he was trying to get my stomach out of the little small, 2-piece, I think it's like maybe a 2-inch incision. It's very small. I mean, all of them are very small. That my stomach was not as large, but it was really long. So it took a while for him to get this section of my stomach that he actually removed out. So, it was a little sore. But, I think my pain on the scale that the nurses gave me probably maxed out around like a 7. I had my little happy pill morphine button that I pressed, and, I basically went to sleep and slept most of the afternoon on Tuesday, which led for a horrible night's sleep Tuesday night. I think I was up every hour, plus, the difference of not being in my own room. And I was lucky enough to not have a roommate that day, which was nice, but I was up every hour. The nurses constantly coming in, checking, doing vitals, all that. But, it was nice. So then the next morning, I had the lovely SIP test, which was definitely not nice. Here I am going over 24 hours with nothing in my mouth, nothing by mouth, still hooked up to the IVs and everything. So I was, getting my fluids that way. And the first thing I have to drink is this nasty, nasty fluid so they can take pictures of, the new stomach that I have, which, to make sure there was no leaks, which I totally understand, but it was not very pleasant. But, my nurses said I handled it like a champ, and I can be kind of a complainer. So that's definitely positive, but, I chose to do this to better myself. So I'm trying to be as positive as I can be throughout this whole process. So then Wednesday, got back up to the D unit, and I actually switched rooms because there were a couple of males coming in, and there was another room with a female without a roommate. So they stuck me in there. And I was in there, and felt a lot better, Wednesday, people came to see me, which was great. So thank you. Also the support that I've received on Facebook and text message, and just people I haven't heard from in such a long time has really really been encouraging, and I haven't received any negativity over doing this, and it's really meant so much to me. I can't even explain that enough. Becca the whole time, was updating people on Facebook, and just the responses, it was amazing. So I really want to thank everyone that really got me through all of this. And I wouldn't say, it was a tough time per se, but, it got me through, and it smiled every time, I looked at my phone and saw that somebody else had, liked a status or commented something on my page or another status. So that was, that was really great. I was released on Thursday afternoon, got home, around 2:30 in the afternoon, and, while I felt good in the hospital and I was able to get down, the liquids that they gave me, which was, water, some chicken broth, I got some apple juice, then for lunch I got more chicken broth, cranberry juice, which really wasn't that good, and this delicious sugar-free, calorie-free sorbet, which I'm going to hunt down to the ends of this earth to find, because it was really good. So I came home, and I was really tired at that point, just because I hadn't been outside in a couple days. It was freezing cold, getting home, real nervous. The dogs hadn't seen me in a couple days. I was really nervous about, them kind of jumping all over me and, hitting me in the stomach. So, Becca did a really good job of keeping them kind of away from me, but still being able to be excited to see me, and I was able to pet them and spend some time with them was nice. But I really kind of snoozed for some of the afternoon on Wednesday, and didn't end up. I took, I think, maybe about 3 of my pain med doses on Wednesday when I got home. Once in the afternoon when I kind of wasn't feeling all that great, once when I went to bed, and then once like in the middle of the night to help me get back to sleep. And then the pain has literally just gotten better and better every day. I think sleeping in my own bed Thursday and last night have really helped. It's just, it's good to be home. But it's also maybe a little bittersweet, because I am kind of struggling a little bit with, today was the first day I was able to advance onto the full liquid part of the diet, and I'm supposed to have like 60 grams of protein, and it's been difficult. I was able to have protein shakes yesterday, but being on the clear liquids, I was able to incorporate protein back into protein shakes, and I had one yesterday morning, and it really did a number on me. My stomach was making all these crazy noises, and I think that the sucralose and the artificial sweetener did not agree with me at all. It kind of made for a really rough morning. So all I've been doing, since then is making sure I get my water, because I do not want to wind up dehydrated. Today's been a little bit easier. I think I've been able to get at least maybe 40 to 50 ounces of liquid in me so far. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm tired. I feel, very lackadaisical. I just kind of want to hang out. I did take a field trip today to Barnes & Noble, which, being out for an hour, made me pretty tired. Came back home, watched the rest of the Bruins game, kind of just chilled out, and then I actually was able to get down a fourth of a cup of tomato soup, which tasted phenomenal. And it was a little spicy, so I was a little nervous how that was going to go with the stomach and everything, but I had it over probably about an hour and a half ago now, and I feel great. So, I'm going to maybe try to have some carnation instant breakfast tonight instead of a protein shake, and then maybe try another protein shake tomorrow morning now that I can mix it with milk. I can get some added protein that way. But, for me, it's just been, I know this is only day 4 post-op, so I have to be patient with certain things. I'm just, a little concerned about, the amount of protein and how I'm going to get it in. Oh, and I also had a teaspoon of Greek yogurt this morning. That Dan & Light & Fit banana cream was amazing, but I had a teaspoon and I was full. So I've been, again, just focusing on the water, making sure I stay hydrated, and because I won't wind up in the ER for lack of protein, although I know it helps my healing. I will wind up in the ER if I get dehydrated. So really focusing on that. So that's pretty much what I've been up to for the past few days. I just wanted to, let everybody know I'm good. Things are going great so far. My stats. So I went in to the hospital on Tuesday and I weighed 283 pounds. My start weight was 310. And as of this morning, I tend to be weighing myself every day, which I know I shouldn't be doing, and I probably will stop. I at least want to do it, just while I'm on this, this phase 2 diet that the OTC calls it. But as of today, I was 275 pounds. So I actually didn't gain. I was expecting to gain a decent amount of weight while I was in the hospital with all of the, liquids and things that they were pumping me with. But I actually didn't, so I was pretty thankful about that. So yeah, 275 pounds, so well on my way to this wonderful journey, adventure that I have begun, and I can't thank you guys enough for the support and being excited to see all my updates. And I'm going to try to do, an update weekly. Weekends might be tough, but this weekend we're home and it's just kind of quiet. We don't have the kids and everything, which is good. Although I miss them very much, and but it just wouldn't be fair since we can't really do anything. So I'm going to try to put out these updates as often as I can, at least once a week. And maybe next time I'll kind of show you, what I've been using and what I've figured out that works for me, because right now it's really just water. But that's the most important thing. So going to keep that going, and hopefully this road, we continue on this road. So thank you very much for watching, and much love to you all.